You telling me I saved up this energy for nothing? Zilu and Sade appear to have aged several years overnight. Their faces sunken in sorrow. Finally! After referencing the idiosyncrasy and various statistical data available to us regarding each center, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum. Miss Zilu? Apologies. Sleep deprivation has viewed me of clear mind. The path for an educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Still, thanks to Mr. Diaku's mythology you shared, we did manage to find a way to make this quite efficient. Efficient, huh? To be a true family hierarch, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master. However, to do so in 30 days as promised is an implausible effort. Thus we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 subcategories. Super categories. And they are called... what are these supposed to be? Jie, Hyung, and Ren. Jie, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To speak in need of silence shall cost them words. A reasonable sequence of logic. Hyung, courage, the ability to overcome fear, to act decisively. Have too much of it, and risk becoming a brute. Have too little, and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance. So how far are we allowed to go with corporal punishment again? I recall no instance of any discussion regarding corporal punishment. And then, humanity is the benevolence of the heart, the compass of behavior that dictates respect toward every human. Clearly most of the faculties of this school are severely lacking in all 3 of the criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach the students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn here? Where's Wei? Mr. Wei and Mr. Yigong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the monumental task of paperwork. Right. Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Be strong, my lady. Wei! Despite her protestations, the 30 days of classes commenced. Whoa! What? What is this, dog? I was not expecting this. Do I have to click one of these? This is a mandate. Wow. Hot. Well, they're using you, I guess, now. What's this? Oh, hello. Hello, Sinclair. Novice. So, this is gonna be something. My name is Yi-sung. That is all. Hey, man, I know your song ends and that is all. But really? The class I have prepared for the day. Aha! I heard plenty about your mirror tech. Which makes me wonder. Going by the level of advancement in that technology, could you approach it from a different angle? You know how technological advancement usually goes? People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions inevitably warped into weapons of destruction. Indeed, you show much promise already. As you surmise now, the mirror has, in the past, almost been employed to shatter possibilities instead of reflecting them. I'm sure that's the angle most others wanted to see happen. Removal of potential risk. Sounds much more palatable than potential itself to some people, after all. Correct again, yet destruction has a word that bore too much suffering from my heart. My sole egress from it was abandonment for my quantum follows in my life's work, making myself a fugitive from the past. How did you bring yourself to just abandon it all? I conversed. With who? With myself. That lies within me. As you are aware, the mirror's reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength in the world. Yet, even among them, the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self. Let not take the innumerable worlds of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward and reflect upon oneself. What? I learned how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. Wow, Sinclair. Now, if you are prepared, do explain what you see in the mirror. You needed haste. For some reason, Sing-Shun appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, you know, it's been a while since I looked into the mirror for so long. My lady, do you recall San of the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting? Yeah, the guy who said he was going to show me a precious flower that blooms only at night. I remember that you were vehementally against me going out there, so I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was. Don't tell me you were actually looking forward to meeting him, my lady. Oh, of course not. You are wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only one person who was invited, my lady. That violent man had hired a group of assassins to ambush the meeting spot, and would have been waiting there to spring the trap had you gone. But apparently, he was outplayed and had his limbs and head torn off as punishment. What a relief, isn't it? I guess. I'm glad I didn't go away. You're right. If only you still had the rude branch under your control. Stop it. We agreed to move on from that, remember? We don't have to talk about it. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking, but I realized I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I found it so hard to meet her eyes. But I brushed it off because I had to. An experience like that was going to be a common occurrence anyway. The family hierarchy war was always looming on the horizon. Perhaps what you felt then may have been shame, but it's paramount to face oneself nonetheless. Nay, especially so if it was. And Sinclair, what do you see? I see. Well, I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. But it seemed like Sinclair couldn't really bring himself to face the mirror. Hey, after what we just discussed, I think I understand something now. Now that I've had some quiet time looking at reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away for a long time. And a very precious time learning to converse with my inner self. Look how joyous he is. I'm sorry, I'm not paying much attention to, but I still good, not gonna lie, but I'm so focused on my boy Sinclair. I had a very precious time learning to converse. Okay, just again with the same thing. Class, whatever, leveled up to expert. Well, no crap, I'm gonna have this in there. Ahem. Tis true that a station of teaching is prone to imbue one with a sense of bashfulness. Sinclair and Sing-Shun both sat with a bit of apprehension as well, which is understandable given that Sade told them some time before the lesson started. Some time ago, others who had been glaring daggers at Don Quixote for a good while finally decided to voice their doubts to Sade. So, what is Don Quixote, that woman, supposed to teach? Dang. Dang Otis. Have you not considered that her usual flippancy might only cause more trouble than it's worth? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look it, Don Quixote is extremely well versed in those adventure tales. And why would any of that matter? Have you yourself considered that fixers often appear when history is in the making? Let us see here. I skipped that so quickly. Don Quixote took a second to savor the moment as though she had been preparing her whole life for it, and continued. Amongst the greatest fixers whose honored names were engraved in history, verily, let us commence this lesson with the tale of the fixer, Fair. This tale beginneth in the year, sometime later. Are you done? Just how can she continue to talk at such length? She's been going for ages. Thus cometh the time to test the dedication to this class, and the knowledge that should naturally come with it. A pop quiz, if thou wilt. What? When'd she even find the time to prepare this? I can assure thee, 'tis a quiz of entirely reasonable difficulty, if thou hast paid attention in class. Worry thee not. Does this pop quiz have prizes? Aha! But of course, I came prepared for such inquiries. For each correct answer, I shall bestow upon thee from the very treasure chest of mine. These precious fixer badges. Forsooth, I did not let a single day go by in which I did not polish each and every one of them on 3 separate occasions at the very least. I don't know. I don't really need them. Hold thine applause, for there is a bonus reward for the victor who, by the end of this match, carries more badges. Those shall attain the role of a protagonist in this theatrical play of my making. Fixer Chronicles, Your Fair. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm still not really... It's not doing anything for either of us. It's still pretty useless reward. But if you're turning this into a competition, I won't lose. Seriously? What, scared you'll lose? Is history your weakness or something? Ha! I'll have you know that was the teacher's pet every single history class I took. And I'll have you know that I was, no matter the subject, showered with praise from every master I've ever had. Okay, is that how you want to play it? I'll have you know that I was a prodigy in other classes too. I did great in art classes, pretty good in math too. I was just being humble, because I didn't want to steal your thunder, Sing-Shun. And let me tell you that I was trained in the mastery of at least 10 different disciplines every single day. And on one of those days, you know what one of my masters told me? He said, looks like Miss Jia Sing-Shun is finally getting a feel for how friendships close in age are forged in school. That's good. No matter how excellent her masters were, there are more experiences you just can't learn from teachers. I tick-tocked in response. Test year 505. Why is this historical community's consensus on the most illustrious battle that Fixer Yafir is said to have partaken in? Allow me to impart to thee a major clue. If thou has paid attention as the score upon the 5 pillages in which the Fixer Yafir, how did I say mule, was mentioned, this should not be a difficult question to answer. The Honorable Fixer of the Clear Heaven, who attained triumph in the Battle of Rhino Trade in the year 465, have said what was the worst ordeal she had to face in her career. I've got it. It's when she had to forge onward despite watching her dear comrades fall one by one as they held the line to buy her time. Damn it! I was too slow. Gee, young Sing-Shun, thou incorrect. Honorable Fixer of the Cerulean Heaven is recorded to have testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with hair that was not luxurious as a supply line. Breakage caused her regular delivery of nutritional supplements to cease. What the house suggested young Sing-Shun was her 17th most difficult ordeal. She's speaking like she was actually there. Thine impression is quite understandable, for I am trained in the ways of vividly regaling these tales, but most of these tales I have learned from books. Why should I anticipate an opportunity to regale these tales to such audience, and not to study the ways of minstrels? There was a clear look of pride in her twinkling eyes. Oh my god, look at her. Time certainly flies when hearing the tales of exciting adventures. I kinda just smiling. What was the secret technique Honorable Fixer Lysander employed in his resolution of the case of the Fairy Forest? Speak its name in full. I've got it. It's a Summer Night Fantasia. Yeah, I cannot let pass such an unmotivated retelling of his super ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of Fixers by simply reciting it with such apathy. Though must we create the exact pose. Bro, the exaggeration. Are you kidding me? Come on. You can do this, dear Sing-Shun. You can do this. This is nothing. Oh my god. Illusions of a midsummer night shall devour thee whole. Summer night fantasia. Look at my bro Sinclair. He's so dumbfounded. He's on his knees. Thine initiation was quite shaky upon the word illusions, yet thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage, thus I bestow upon thee this badge. I grow tired of this nonsense. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Thus muttered the hero, then declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder, and find a place for this blade at the center of thy heart. Dante, lights, left side. Gotcha. Don Quixote, who was watching Sinclair and Jia Sing-Shun's two-person play, shyly wiped her tears away. Bravo! Bravo! Certain minor details were missed, such as that year fear the Fixer was left-handed and that he had a habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet, 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart upon thee. When faced with great adversity and thine adventures, rekindle the memory of Year Fear, the Fixer's final duel. Remember it well. Thus, coming to an end, the lessons of today. Huh? It was just for a moment, but I think I'm starting to get it. I get why she's so obsessed with Fixers. Clutched tightly in Sing-Shun's hands were the badges Don Quixote had gifted to her. Well, yeah. We're getting a lot of end points. What's up? Okay, yeah, Van seems to really give us. We're getting a lot of Van stuff right now. Okay. Yeah. Wait, can you like do two at once? No, I can't. Okay. Just have to make sure, y'all. Boom! This is a competent competent, bro. How the heck did I say that? Component part taken from the structure that forms H-Corp. This may prove to be an opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis on the nature of the former H-Corp's singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time. Huh? You look kinda upbeat today, Miss Foss. Indeed, an opportunity to study the old H-Corp's singularity is not one that comes often. I'm gonna be awake for a while, aren't I? As there was potential for integration into Mephi, I made a request to disassemble a part of the bus engine, but was denied. A shame. Aren't you the one who built Mephi, though, Miss Foss? Mephi is indeed Frost's work, but not all of it was mine. It is possible that Frost may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I would very much enjoy a chance to completely disassemble it, even its engines, so that it would be reassembled with my own hands. Yeah, sure. Managed to learn dang! Managed to learn various detailed mechanical fundamentals about old age technology. You good, Fast? Okay, this one gets more about Z. That's good to know. So that's how it works. Think I get it. And Dad think this is how I get to learn more about the old age corp. I don't think I can do much against the reconstruction days right now, but this knowledge will certainly come in handy when the day comes for me to gradually dismantle that inquisitive thing. The day when Hongyeon can be a place where people can live without fear. Without the fear of the encroaching reconstruction days, without obsessively counting their rooms to see if they all fall or not, the Hongyeon can be a place where you can sleep with the promise of safe tomorrows. I'm sure you'll pull it off. Oh, and I learned a lot during this lesson too, Miss Frost. The voltage must have been set too high, repeating the experiment with a different combination of fuses and wires. There was supposed to be a lesson somewhere in there, right? Yeah, Dawn is gonna have to be here for morale support, isn't she? Yeah. Like any time of year, you know, get more morale, use Dawn. Anyways. Yeah, since we don't really need morale right now. She upgrades like what, 40 morale. Okay, good to know. Pay attention to that then. Like some other classes, which were more on the upbeat side of things, the room's air felt grim and solemn as soon as everyone saw what Gregor had written on the chalkboard. And more. Losing a ring ward leaves a much larger, longer-lasting impact than some medium-sized enterprises closing up shop. It might be too soon to talk about this, but we came pretty darn close to one recently, didn't we? We were this close to a large-scale war breaking out right here, which absolutely would have happened if Miss Xing-Shun failed to finish her session. It would have spread like wildfire too. So my class is going to be about what exactly happens when a war. Oh, a piece of chalk slipped from Gregor's fingers as he went to scribble something on the board. His left hand was trembling as though the room's temperature had plummeted only for him. Man, why's it gotta... Excuse me, Miss Zulu, is that okay if I smoke? Go ahead. You good? Well, when else am I gonna get a chance to share the realities of war right to a wing chief executive's officer's face, huh? The moments that just don't come off. The moments that just don't come off your skin, no matter how hard you scrub at them. Hey, take a break if you need it. I want you to listen to every word you have to say here today, no matter how long it takes. Man, do I appreciate that sentiment. Oh, still though, I can't dilly-dally when Miss Xing-Shun's got another stuff to deal with, huh? So, let's take a look at how things were at the very beginning of the Wing War. Now I know enough about urban and trench warfare to give an explanation of my own. What you give? Yonggen-ren. Okay. And that's why the smoke war fronts were mostly characterized by trench warfare. No one wanted to risk fighting in concrete jungles when they could be surrounded by enemies at all times, so everyone tried to draw each other out to an open field battle, which naturally turned into trench warfare. Of course, every wing has a different singularity, though this isn't really applicable to all cases. It's just that the former G-Corp found flat plains easier to maneuver in. I felt like Dongkwon could make a pretty good use of Hongguan as a defensive fortress, especially with its internal structure constantly shifting around, which the Haishu know and use very well. Exactly. They should explain why they were hesitating outside Dongkwon. Remember the dumb fellas? The ones we met who were going in circles? Not to mention how the Haishu all utilized the topography of Hongguan differently. Even if an outsider were to get a read on how one of the branches maneuver around Hongyeon, as long as the 12 Haishu branches are standing, Hongyeon is unassailable. Well, despite going to all that, I'm sure we all know what the best answer in all warfare is. Not having a war in the first place. I'll be honest, I can't stop thinking about how some of the stories you've been telling us. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to have to not only witness it, but go through all of that. We did visit your phantoms, Gregor, but that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. So I thought I saw something outside my window. That was terrifying. The city was devoured in smoke, its citizens in madness. He always shrugged off those stories as ramblings of the past, but during the war, he stood at the center of the heartless machine that was the city. His every gear calibrated to slaughterhouse precision to maximize the death of his people. There, he must have witnessed things far worse than the city presently has to offer. His eyes gazed upon the veil of the bygone past, shaking restlessly in pursuit of what was no more. Oh boy. Sorry, fellas. I'm afraid I got carried away when lamenting what happened that I forgot this was supposed to be a class. I'll be sure to prep something more useful next time. No. Everything you told me really solidified my resolve. This chaos within Hongyeon needs to come to an end soon, unless something so horrible could happen. I'm heading to my next class. Wait for me! Even after the two students had left, Gregor lingered in that room for a while, lighting up cigarette after cigarette without erasing what he wrote on the chalkboard. Smoke soon filled the room, left only after almost emptying the entire pack. God dang, bro. We're making a lot of progress on Ren. Hey, Honglu. Okay, let's see. 6 minus, shoot. I don't know who to choose. You, because you give a lot of Ren. It's you. Oh, you get that and that. Figure you. Yeah, and we'll get, you next. How are classes going, Singshun? I'm not you, Big Bro. I pay attention in class. Hello, Miss Dayu. Oh, hello, Miss Dayu. I forgot the O, bro. She was really insistent on helping me out, even though I was furious because she looked preoccupied. The moment I found out about the contents of his lesson plan, I suddenly could not allow him to do this alone. It's like it's going to be another serious class. Apologies for the delayed greetings. Dayu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings to the venerable hierarch. Been a while since I heard that greeting around here. Wait, what about Big Sis Bochai? Are you sure it's okay for a Zhu family bodyguard to be here? I am no longer employed as Miss Bochai's guard. Well, wait, don't tell me we got you fired. Everything I did that day, including accompanying you, was under Miss Bochai's orders. As for why she no longer needed my services, I don't understand myself. She suddenly let me go after the trouble was over. So, what's there for you to teach me, Big Bro? The last lesson plan about not making things awkward got vetoed by Zilu, so you could have taught me a thing or two if we were still kids, but come on, you spent most of your time stuck here in Hongyeon before leaving Hongyeon. I don't know what you could possibly have to teach me. Hold up. Okay. Don't you worry, Singshun. This is the one thing I'm pretty good at. My lesson for Singshun and Sinclair is... In clear, neat handwriting, Honglu wrote "Surviving Hongyeon" on the chalkboard. Oh, well, I don't think I need any help in that department from you. Bah. Look, I know you had your share of assassination attempts, Big Bro, but the previous hierarch and the elders' favorite sheltered you from the worst of it. She's not wrong. Back when we had to fight our way through a bunch of sweepers, weren't you also one of the handful who got assassinated? Oh, that? I was wandering the hallways because I felt like something was off about my room. Until Dante told us all to go back to our rooms, of course. What? Wait, oh, it's my fault? You do have some intuition, I'll give you that. Looks like I'm going to have to prove myself. Dayu, would you mind preparing the thing? You have my utmost faith, but please do practice caution. Sometime later, then Dayu appeared with 4 bowls splashing with tea, before sprinkling some powder into one of them. What's that? That's powder wolfsbane. I see where this is going. You're going to teach me how to tell which of these bowls contain poison, right? You stop now. I learned to recognize infamous poison like wolfsbane when I was 7. Hold up. Okay. If it was something as tame as what you were suggesting for venerable hierarch, I would not have been here to accompany him. Then Dayu continued her passes, sprinkling wolfsbane powder into 2 more bowls. Honolulu, who was watching that with an oddly contented expression, closed his eyes. Please mix them up, Dayu. Okay, wait, what? We stared in confusion, but we could hardly tell what was going on with the speed at which Lin Dayu swept around the bowls. When we looked back at Honglu, there were 3 silver spoons in his hands. Those silver spoons were custom made at Danganron's request. Must-have item for children of the 4 great houses. They can detect non-sulfuric poison as well. Yeah, I know. They actually... Actually, what? It's nothing. Clearly not nothing. Fufu and Hung Yun, where we are beset by threats of assassination from all directions. Knowledge alone isn't enough to save you. What the heck are you? But Honglu opened his eyes before Jia Xingshun could finish her sentence. Then he throws the silver spoons in his hand, like throwing pins toward 3 of the bowls. And immediately tugs the 4th bowl, which he had to throw a spoon at. Huh, holy crap! Are you insane? You barely even checked them for... Stingren's near tea is always delicious, even when cooled. The 3 silver spoons Honglu had cast earlier were slowly melting away after quickly becoming tarnished black. Is wolfsbane's poison supposed to melt through metal? People like to be thorough with the poisons in Danganron. Since everyone's been trained for immunity since childhood, you have to make a mixture of various poisons that have a real effect. Fine, I don't even want to argue what's your secret. I don't even want to argue. What's your secret? I want to know too. Do they sound different or something? Heh, I just went with my hunch. Just a hunch? How are we supposed to learn that? We're not Heathcliff, you know? You get the hang of it after a few tries. I'll help you out. Shall we begin with 2 bowls? I managed to tell the difference between the bowls by reading Honglu's and Dayu's subtle tells. Okay, a balance between Z and Ren. Okay. I see. When you say you just avoided whatever felt wrong with a hunch, you reflexively identified the threat by reading the room and connecting it to your experiences. Aha! You were using Miss Dayu's anxious breathing to clue you in. So this is how you managed to survive for so long. Listen carefully, Xingshun. I know that the adepts of each Haishu will come to your aid with a flick of your wrist. And I know that your residence, Yangxingfu, will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a safe fortress stocked to the brim with all kinds of useful boluses to protect your life. Even still, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify. And when it does, I hope you won't brush off that sensation as nothing. You're worrying over nothing. Jia Xingshun whipped away from Honglu as to express dissatisfaction, but her softened expression told me that she was glad to see him worried. Every 6 days, you will be subject to midterms prepared by the board of directors, Jia Chuan. A palanquin has been prepared to take you to the exam sites, and only by passing the test may Jia Sing-chun retain her status as the family hierarch. My lady. Oh, don't worry yourself over much, Master Wei. You sound like you're at a funeral. She'll pass the test with ease as long as she has been diligently taking her classes. No, it's... I simply hope I can survive until she returns. It seemed that Wei's rather funeral voice wasn't just out of his concern for Sing-chun. Wei, are you sure you're okay? I can't escape them, even in my dreams. The unfinished bundles of paperwork is cascading over me like a storm, burying me. Steel yourself, for that was no dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paperwork trained in the art of airwalking until now. Huh? I must be severely sleep deprived. Looks like we're not the only ones going through the ringer here. Yes, I said an extra sentence right there. Well, you ready, my boy Sinclair? You're like the only one helping her out. Who's this? Hey, you're one of the she-boys. We finally meet. I had hoped to fight you in the family hierarchy. If you ran into me, then... Isn't this supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? Oh, it's nothing. Nothing at all. Why in the world would I ever hold a grudge against you? The results of the family hierarchy wouldn't be any clearer. Anyone even remotely connected to the mess has all been dragged away and put under investigation. And hey, guess what? They dragged away half of my family, which means more room for me. I should really thank you, right? Honestly, why don't you just declare war against the Shi family at this point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War is not easy. It never is. What are you on about all of a sudden? It's not something we should be talking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family has been arrested because they are under investigation for treason against Dong Gonyon. And if they're innocent, I'm sure they'll be released soon enough. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty, regardless of what really happened. You know I can't even pay them a visit because you've hidden their cells all over Hongyeon. They're not hidden. All holding cells within Hongyeon have always been designed to move around in very short intervals. You know, that does seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make some unfortunate assumptions, though I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent escapes. I recently gained a better understanding of Hongyeon's structure, so I'm planning to change our policy so that prisoners still on trial are allowed to have fixed locations. Really? Where'd you... I was lucky enough to take a few excellent classes recently. Managed to reflect upon myself a bit too. Huh, you changed a little. Still, better not expect me to go easy on you. I got my own things to take care of. Good. Come on, let's do this. Many illustrious fixers of the past have said that not but disparagement awaits unjust victories. Oh, no, never mind. Just you. Oh! You got this! Hey! You got this! She don't got this! Now, she do got this!
다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
Like, I love how the Sinclair's just there for morale support in the classes. Even though he's still learning some stuff, funny enough. Bro, she ain't giving you room to breathe. Oh yeah, you're dead. Oh, never mind. I mean, you're staggered. We're not killing you off. We're just staggering you. Good for you. You're on. Now stop giving me that look and get over here. You lost most of your clan during the family hierarchy war, didn't you? Yeah? So what? Are you calling me a penniless loser now? Yeah? You little... And I'm sure that's what I look like to you, too. I don't want your... Sorry. Every clan member who died in the evaluation to have died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm making everyone who participated in the evaluation look weak. So I'm going to win. I'm going to win without the fertile soil my predecessors have left behind, because their legacy was unjustly nourished by the blood and tears of Hongyeon himself. Shir Hazen, you are tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you, down to the last man. You knew my name? Ma'am? I do. So what do you think? Wanna make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hongyeon? Good. I'm trying. Oh wait, it's right here. Ooh, y'all. Well, we need morale support, so. And we'll add a. Well, this is expert master. Let's lower this up to a bit because you know we need that. We need that good master. Besides, this is already. This is clearly higher up. Well, what does the others give? We could balance it. Had you managed to come out on top in your first sparring match? Congrats. Thanks. I gotta admit, your class are definitely coming in handy. I like your attitude. Oh, shall we take a look at what I prepared for today? And teaching about exploring, huh? It's going to be an indoor class? Yep, exploring. Where should I begin? It's a very big subject. Free soloing to the top of the highest building in Hongyeon. Surviving 10 days in Hongyeon backsheets with only 3 items. And had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so. That's when I realized that exploring isn't always limited to adventures in the physical space. A few weeks ago. So I'm just here to fill in, since this game needs a certain number of players. But, really? Can you really call this tabletop game an adventure? Yet, in games of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as... what a move. Oh, nice. I'm gonna roll for damage. Gah! Young Ishmael, those has absolutely pummeled the Gorgon beast with the fireball spell. With Dai's fireball spell. Rendering it most crispy. It was a formidable foe that was wonderfully executed, Miss Ishmael. Huh? Really? Well then, as my next move, and that's how you came up with this? I've played a few other games, but this is new for me too. I'm still pretty new in general, I guess. This is called Jenhe Jennies, or J&J. It's a popular game among Hongyeon's youth. It's got some generally positive reviews too. What Ishmael so proudly presented before everyone appeared to be a board game with numerous cards and minifigures. Okay, what do these huge piles of papers have to do with exploration? Rule number 1. The most experienced player among those gathered up becomes the JM. The JM? Yeah, Journey Master. Oh, it's just D&D? The Journey Master designs the story around the player's choices, sets the stage for what happens next, and generally helps guide the explorers to safely arrive at their goals. That's why the most experienced player takes that role. Which would be me. With wisdom, strength, and what was the dexterity? I think that's what it was. Each character seems to have these things called stats. Looks like we just have to pick from a set of pre-made characters for this one. So, I'm supposed to be playing this character's role? Sinclair and Jia Sing-chun picked up their cards with confusion clear in their eyes. You arrived at the great city of Yonyun, Smoke Cloud, a place known to be gathering hub for all kinds of influential people. You traveled here in the search of a legendary treasure called the 10-year sword, the sword of Farland. The city of Yan Yan, huh? Cool. So why are we looking for that sword again? Ooh, it's because so this is legend in Yan Yan about how the sword of the Tianyan sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people, and also about how having that sword is the proof of the true leader of these lands, and so on and so forth. You know? Ishmael was stuttering and stammering through the introduction with her usual confidence. I see. The city called Yanchun must be in a lot of trouble too. Seemingly unaffected by the oddly familiar setting of the story, Jia Xingshun nodded solemnly without noticing Ishmael stumbling through the introduction. But well, you know how it is. The point is, you guys need to go find that sword. Then, I will claim the Tian sword, no matter what it costs me. Jia Xingshun nods with determination. Worked with Sinclair to come up with creative solutions to all kinds of challenges we face in the adventure. Of the rumors you gathered, it seems that the Kazhan Keep might have heard of the whereabouts of that sword. What will you do? I walk up to the Kazhan Keep, chat him up, and try to gain his trust. Are you sure? Remember, your wisdom is extremely low right now, which means that you'll find it hard to form even the simplest senses. What if I found a different way to gain the Kazan Keep's trust that doesn't involve sweet talking him? I do have a pretty high strength stat, which should give me the access to certain alternative methods of persuasion that doesn't require skill and speechcraft. Hold on. I'll try to convince the Kazan Keep. I think I've got a decent chance at this. Well, your wisdom is pretty high. And you passed the check. The Kazan Keep looks at you, having lowered his nod. Oh, not you, Sinclair. He's still pretty wary of you. Okay then. I guess I'll just stand in the corner over here. There, unsheath my weapon and play around with it for a bit. That's what you expect me to do anyway, isn't it? You're just role-playing Heathcliff now, aren't you? He is, isn't he? Ahem. Kazan Keep shares some information about the sword he heard. He explains that the party should seek northeast toward Yinzi Cloudrise Mountain. But, what's this? Tears begin to well into Kazan Keep's eyes as he contagiously explained. Apparently, a battalion guard beat his son pretty badly just for loitering around the guard. The wound is pretty severe, so he needs medicine, but he can't seem to find any. Oh no. Bro, that's too bad. We got a job to do. Since we have what we came here for, we leave the Kazan. Well, they say that JMs aren't supposed to interfere with the player's choices, but let's be honest, I would have made the same choice. You can't stop and help out for every little side quest when there's a whole lot of adventure to go through. No, we're not leaving. I'm going to give him that medicine. What? After a few times of various trials and tribulations for Sinclair, Kazan Keith's son, who fortunately was able to recover, hears your story and hesitantly shares what he knows. You realize he's talking about the fairy Yao guardian at the Tianyan sword. He explains that the fairy Yao powers grows under the bright moonlight. Hold on, isn't it full moon right now? Then we should wait until the sky is overcast. Hearing that, the innkeep's son takes a quick look at the clouds and tells you that it might be raining in about a week. Glad we helped him out. Phew, okay. So let's make sure we're prepared before we go. You're gonna have to roll 15 or higher to hit. I know. I'm focused. Hey, I rolled a 16! With a final singular strike from Ye Xingshun, the fairy yoga finally falls to the ground, defeated. Yes! The Tian sword is ours! That's right, this art Mason looks so nervous. You know, right now it doesn't seem like he's nervous. The excited party runs up to the sword embedded deep into the earth and grabs enthusiastically upon the hilt. With this we can. However, The defeated Fei Hyogai from the party assumed was dead suddenly jumps to his feet and lunges at Jia Sing-shun, who just pulled the sword from the ground. No! I quickly get between Sing-shun and the monster. But if that crits, it's going to be pretty deadly even for you. Let's see, you can make the evasion save. One and another one. Oh, that's a critical fail. It's okay. Sinclair falls to the ground, bleeding profusely from the gaping wound. The young guy lies still as well, the final vestige of his strength completely spent. Sinclair! Go on without me. Take that sword and go down to the village. Become the leader they need. That sword as your proof. No! The sword wouldn't mean anything without my adventuring buddy. I'm going to banish Sinclair and carrying him back. I won't leave him behind and descend the mountain all on my own. Wait, if that's your choice, then yeah, the bleeding stops as soon as you wrap him up. He's just that steady, you know? That sack would have killed pretty much anyone, but you know how healthy he is. On your feet, Sinclair. We're getting out of here together. Grab onto my shoulder. That's it. Step by step. They're so into this right now. Hey, Sing-shun, look over there. Everyone we helped and saved on our journeys come out to welcome us home. You're right. If it weren't for you, Sinclair, I never would have stopped and talked to every single villager here, there to share their troubles. The sword was only a symbol all along. All of our efforts and the experience we gained in our journey for the sword were what taught me how to be a good leader, not the sword itself. You're right. The real success of this adventure was everyone's effort along the way. I feel like the game overlooked the class at some point along the way. Oh, okay. Let's see. Okay, so 10, 8, 6. 6 plus 8 is 14? Right? Yeah. 24. Okay, yeah, we're good. We'll start the next one with this. Oh, never mind. You also give morale. Good to know someone else. 40 morale on. He's already expert. Let's not question it, yo. In regards to every activity, involvement of unnecessary emotions and personal judgment is to be wasteful. I'm going to need you to elaborate on that. And I'll show an expert from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago. Begin quote. Huh? 32 days ago? What? Whoa. Hold on. Excuse me, Dante. I'm sorry to have to, ask you this, but most of us are fatally wounded, so can you please turn the clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessary interjections weigh down your request. Wow, that's pretty bad. Did I really stutter that badly? And it's a waste of time to involve emotions when delivering unfavorable news. The same message could have been delivered with merely 2 words. We failed. Let us commence field practice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Huh? Well, okay. Sure seems easy enough. Good. Celine must not let up a cry as he clenched his chest and fell to the floor. Are you okay? Muscle, you okay? His eyes snapped open. Task failed. 5 minutes have not passed. You are cheating. This reminds me of the incident Sinclair had so desperately wished to hide. What? The what you wish? Who wished to what? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of the incident. Come on, just what did you see? Failed again. Does this affect how much they, gain? I feel like it does. Oh, you already know what I'm about to do. Oh, wait. These have synergies? Interesting. I did not know it could do that. Do we know what has synergy with what? We don't know what else could synergy with Ishmael, so that's interesting. I mean, not well, Fox though. That's what I meant. Well, whatever. Whoa! Calm yourself. Wait. Oh, each one gives like certain at least of these. Okay, I'll go with that because we might as well try to complete this quickly. Like I said, I want to like upgrade these. So, yeah. Attention! Today's lesson will cover intelligence acquisitions. In other words, acquisition. In other words, men, you will learn how to gain information from people. Hey, I'm pretty good at that. You just have to turn them to your side. By being generous with my spending, by setting a good example as a superior, they'll eventually open up. Foolishness! Eh? That is among the worst strategies I've ever had the displeasure of hearing. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend a limited military budget? How wasteful it is to spend so much precious time trying to butter them over? The most efficient means of obtaining intelligence is torture. Okay. Torture? I'd say that's the worst strategy I ever had the displeasure of hearing. I'd rather not waste my clan strength on something so utterly useless like that. Besides, if you end up accidentally killing them... Foolishness. Jeez, can you stop saying that word? How simplistic and disappointing. Your imagination falls short. If that is all you can think of when you hear the word torture, then this unit... this isn't exactly a military unit. Ahem, then... This Hung Yun may indeed be beyond your ability to lead. Well, I'm waiting. Get on with your lesson. The mention of Hung Yun seemed to put Jing Chun in a doubtful mood. She stopped arguing and began focusing on the class. The most effective method of torture isn't physical things like waterboarding, electrocution are all inferior. Today, you will learn the torture of language. With this method, you always find the answer you want. Use speechcraft to instruct their minds, slowly constrict around them. I don't know, I can't make a gulp audio without actually saying something. And then, what? And let them take brief sighs of relief every time they give you an answer. That, cadets, is what you will be learning today. To your position, cadets. What? What was the point of that? Oh, oh! So, I hear you defeated Shi Hanjun. You would do best not to let that get to your head. He's always been our family's greatest shame. Hey, watch yourself. Have you learned not to underestimate the family's underdogs? What? Oh, you don't know? You see, I managed to talk Shi Hanjun into, you know. What? No, it can't be. Cannot spill the beans on my parents. My men are already on their way. But how did you know it was Block 32? I barely managed to get them a hiding spot there. Oh, so it's Block 32. Did you just? I did. Huh, that was way easier than it was during class. I've heard stories about how you changed. I didn't know you had changed into such a heartless woman. Dang, bro. Sounds a little, you know, when it's coming from you. Saying something, damn it. Don't just stand there completely expressionless. You know what? I can see why people keep freaking misjudging people. You hear them say one thing, and if they're the opposite version of that thing, you just think, hey, they're this. Like about. Oh, I see. You won't be shaken by silly little things like this. Is that it? That may befit the seat of the hierarch, however. A leader who responds to silence to inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposable tools is bound to rot. I, Shi Xingjin, Shi Xingjing, refuse to let someone so unqualified such as yourself retain power. Yeah, you're kinda overqualified now for this.
좋아, 구조는 파악했어. 조금씩 앞으로.
Was that Mersault in the back I saw?
다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
Now think about it, was I not paying attention to those? Oh, let me focus now. Yisung! Damn it! I was so close. Did you ever really take the time to think about what might happen if Big Sister Yeon-chun actually gained control of Hongyeon? Sure, it's gonna be all buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, buddy you up and compensate you for your efforts. But soon, you're going to see people from other nests coming in here and taking up administration positions under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing then. I was so close. It's going to be a while before other members of your family are let go. You know this already. They committed treason, thinking they were piggybacking off your big sister, Yeon-chun's forces, when in reality, she had already discarded them even before it began. She's made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her. Mother, father. Now let's think about this carefully. About Jia Yeon-chun's vision for Dong Hongyeon. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp? I see the point you're making. But you've not given us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're no longer useful? So about that hiding place where you put your parents, you just exercise let slip. I know their whereabouts for a while actually. My high school had identified their location long ago. But I didn't do anything because there wasn't any evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Is that true? Just how long is your opinion of the hierarchy? Big Sister Yon Chun made a big show of her own influence at the assembly. I still have a tight control of the high of the family hierarchy. But I thought you were arresting every member of the Shi family without even questioning them. What was it again? That leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them? Why would any hierarchy go around arresting innocent people with H code left and right, unnecessarily making more enemies for themselves? I sure don't plan on doing it that. Oh my god. We still got more teaching to go. Surprisingly, you're doing grand. Oh, since you want to do grand, let's do that too. And we'll put you there and there. TKTDWK. Teaching kids to deal with kids. Heh, she says. Looks like your manager's not the only one who needs a translator. I would have liked to teach a particular bloody art class, but the AL black hair discarded my lesson plan. Yeah, no, I don't think your lesson plan would have flown, even if Zila wasn't there, art class or otherwise. In today's class, Alice, SYNC, if you're a UA. What? But I'll SCAN if you're a UC. Huh? I'll snap your neck completely if you're an unruly adult. But I'll soothe, coax, and nurture if you're an unruly child. Did you guys rehearse this or something? Am I getting pranked right now? No, not at all. Just listen carefully, evaluate the context, and there you have it. What context? What context was I supposed to evaluate? Let the art do the talking. MTL, kids. Ah, yeah, there's much to learn. Class is about to begin. I'm usually I don't like, shipping. But sometimes there are times where I'm not really surprised certain characters are shipped. Bring the class material, intended. Yes. Who's this kid? Upon the venerable family hierarch's orders, I brought a child from the Wang family. Why sing? No, wait. What? You brought a who from a what family? Upon whose orders? Too many travel restrictions here, so I borrowed the rich kid's attendant. You've been bringing her along to get you to places, huh? No, I mean, just what do you mean you brought that kid on my orders? Roshu snuffed out her cigarette, opened the window to clear out the smoke, dusted off her clothing a few times, and only then brought the child to the elevated platform in front of the class. The kid's kinda trembling and anxious looking. They don't look anxious to me. I extend my greetings to the venerable hierarch. That kid's get out of his mind. Memories of childhood are important. The experiences that shape your future. Observe and learn. What's up with you acting serious all of a sudden? Though I do agree that childhood memories are important. My memories of Big Brother Battle are what. Anyways, moving on. You heard nothing. The point is, I think becoming approachable to kids here might help prevent a lot of potential future conflicts. But we got your work cut out for you. Jojo and Dong Ganyon are extremely wary of anyone who's not their immediate family. Even worse, you pretty much tricked that kid here using my name. He must be terrified. And I imagine his parents must have given him a whole lot of warnings too. Heh, I'll give you a demonstration. Behold. God dang, Roshu. Wow, he's really taken a liking to her. Yeah, he wouldn't stop trying when we tried to get him to calm down. Besides, how's she been doing that with her hands? Not even master of a martial arts move like that. Roshi was practically leaving him no time for any other distractions, or even a moment to cry. She was taking care of that kid almost effortlessly. She was employing all kinds of tactics, including but not limited to ventriloquism, Kongzu, a traditional Hong Kong toy, fan tricks, sugar foods, eventually, hehe, don't pull too hard. The child ended up piggybacking on Roshu. The fear he showed earlier got him without a trace. Never would have imagined Roshu would be good at this. Neat. The exact same expression as her usual one. Roshu was gently caressing the child. Well, to be more exact, she was giving him a gentle pat. But I think I get it. Showering kids or tasty stuff and gifts isn't the best way to go about it. What's important is helping them understand just what kind of person I am. Yeah, the kid's really on edge for his age. I tried to make some progress, but whenever he suspected that I was lying or something, he immediately go back to being on guard. It's also because he's a Dangyang kid. Kids don't survive this place for long if they're not quick on the uptake. Friend about hierarchy. May I ask you something? Well, asking fee, I gotta tell you, it's going to depend on what you're about to ask whether I can help you or not. Huh? Wrong move, Ricky Hierarch. Why say all that when TWDT? You don't need the immaculacy of succinct abbreviations. First you grab the child's orders, brought him before Jin Sheng, then, in her usual cutness, spoke precisely 2 words to the confused child that seemed to do the trick. Speak, kid. Big Sis said that when the family havoc was over, I could finally play tons with friends. But their parents told them to stay inside because it's too dangerous outside. My cousin says you're the biggest and baddest of Hongyeon, Venerable Hayek. So I want to ask if you make Dangyang safe. I want to play with my friends. Gotcha. I'll review the suggestions positively. She says she'll totally make it. She says she'll totally make that happen. Sometime later, after Singren gathered the child out of the classroom, I found Jia Sengchun whispering something to herself. Got a lot on your plate, huh? Name is restructuring. Restructuring day is just one of them. I was trying to improve the safety of this place anyway, whether he asked me to or not. Safe enough for a kid like that to run around the market all on his own. A place where he doesn't have to be afraid to go outside. Okay, so first off, I just realized I barely use you, bruh. It's weird how, you know what, figure it. More morale. Okay. Let's see. Can y'all work with? No? No? Nothing? Okay. We need to level you up. I'm also use you too. Yeah. You know something? Everyone communicates with their eyes even before they talk. So you better pay attention to what their eyes are saying. Great. That's really great, but I don't know, it just kind of feels like an oddly specific subject to be talking about, especially when we're sitting around a gambling table. Sinclair? Given the time limit, this just happened to be the fastest and clearest method of demonstrating and training your abilities to control your emotions. I swear I had no other alternative motive. I was partially forced to do this. Ah, wait, stop glaring at us like that and join us at the table. I am only briefly visiting my lady to pick up some paperwork, as there is still much work to be done. I'll be leaving in no time. Come on, guy. You know this game needs 4 players. I refuse your invitation. I must say, it's ridiculous of you to force my lady to partake in such a base activity. And what audacity to invite me as well. Oh, so you think you don't have a chance, huh? Wow, and here I thought you'd at least be better than me at this game. Fine, fine. I get it. Don't play a game you have a snowball's chance in hell of winning. It's a good philosophy. I subscribe to it. Why does it keep doing that? Do you seriously think your shallow, obvious attempts at goading me into playing this game will work? Huh? Huh? What? Sorry, Scrub says what? So why you joined the table? Sickler looks so surprised. Alrighty, the lesson's pretty straightforward. You'll three work together to ensure that I don't win this game. In other words, make sure I'm not the number one by the end of it. Well, that seems easy enough. But hold on. Be warned. I have the special power to read into your minds without hearing even a word out of your mouths. Let me give you a demonstration. Let's see. Ah, Sinclair. You can see the corner of your lips twitching while your eyes are suspiciously wandering over there. You're looking to form a pang, aren't you? Hold up. Whoops, I did not mean to move you. Okay. Oof! And Sing Shun, you... And you want this thong tile I've got. Now I know to never, ever discard this tile. That was a... You know, if we had voice acting, there would have been a better sequence of events, but it was just... Exactly. How'd you know? Honestly, it would have been tougher for us to not know. You can let yourself be anxious, sure, but don't ever let it peek through. The moment someone smells your weakness, they're going to eat you right up. And why you... Using the glint of your glasses to hide your eyes, huh? This isn't gonna be easy. Your greatest mistake tonight was allowing me a seat at this table. I already know the ready hand you got there. Oh, you do? Not bad. But you're just as much of an open book on my guy. What? But you're just as much of an open book, my guy. You just need that one zone tile, don't ya? Sorry, not sorry. You're not getting that tile, cause it's not here. It's not there. Gang. Well, no, gang. I see. You called gang and meld, so you can claim that zone, which was the rearmost tile, didn't you? Heh. Does that by any chance imply that you somehow know the location of every tile on this game? Nah, no way. I just have the sixth sense for bad vibes. Very well. Never once did I think I would ever step back into this dark world of shadows, but... They're so into this, me or these two. Hup! Very well then. I'll be selling this hell aside and... Wait, hold on, who was speaking previously already? I already forgot. Okay, it was Wei. Whew, I'm impressed. They're way too intense. I can hardly get involved. Guys, isn't this supposed to be a class for us? Shh, my lady. The importance of this moment could not be overstated. I see. Chopped out your ready hand, did ya? What do you think? 3 tiles in a row, huh? I see you got some innate luck, huh? 2. Very well, then I have to wager it all on this one suit. Whew, I won. Whew. That's a Queen Yao Zhu hand. Your downfall was written the moment you forced me to discard Chong. Ah, darn, I lost that, huh? Well played. Did you see that, my lady? Hew. Ahem. I apologize for that vulgar display, my lady. I will bring some tea. Ray victorious stumbles out of the room with his shoulders slumped. He don't reach it. Whatever. Okay. We need you. Funny enough, you are actually good with her. Okay. I guess I can somewhat upgrade you. Let me think. We need more. There's no harm in upgrading these guys. I just realized Sinclair get more from this. I'm sorry, I did. That's... my god, dude. I didn't expect this to actually be this long. I heard from Big Bro that you sent your coins to Big Brother Q. Every hand, once in circulation, goes round and round until it eventually returns to the original owners. I also heard that some of the Wang family helped with removing the foreign powers from here. Why? All I wanted to prevent this place from getting robbed blind. I live here, you know. This is where my wealth lies. Well then, can I ask for your public support? Oh, I applaud your audacity in thinking someone who just gave you the moon should be asked for the stars as well. Everyone in the mother knows in whose hands the true political power of the Hongyon lies right now. With that in mind, I see why I do announce my public support for you. I'm not going to have a voice to speak with by the time the powers that are done done with me. Look, if Big Sis Yon Chun generally believes that I'm not fit to be the family hierarch, then I'll happily remove myself from power. But she's affiliated with Q Corp. You seriously believe she has Honggon's best interests at heart with all those conspiracies she's been weaving under the surface? All those business deals and clearly skewed policies? I do not. But if you're going to present yourself as the alternative, you have to be someone concrete enough to rely on. Let me just say that, well, half of the board of directors votes may as well be considered abstaining votes. They're keeping their silence because they're afraid of Jia Hyun Chun's retaliation. So your remaining task is to convert those silent votes in your favor. Oh, not shaken by that at all, huh? I let you get that lost and wondering look in your eyes. I guess I'll have to work on my poker face. No, most people would have failed to pick that up. It certainly changed since the evaluation. The growth shows a lot of promise. Maybe that's why he handed his coins over to you. Well, guess that's not the only thing he handed over to you, I suppose. Hongyon's tomorrow. Anyways, I should probably do as I'm told for now. Like my cousins will be your opponent today. I won't accept you as my hierarch just yet. Fight me and prove that you're at least better than I am. Only then I'll accept you. Generally the longest.
좋아, 구조는 파악했어. 봉황의 날개처럼.
Oh, this.
다른 누구도 아닌 나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
You have like no chance, bro. Ishmael! Lost.
지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아.
What? Do you have something to say to my face? Yeah, don't give my little brother your crap. Your little brother? Oh my god, it's that kid, bro. You know who I'm talking about? Yo, you know who I'm talking about. You have any idea of the mess you left behind when you yoinked that kid away? That that buzz cut kid was her little brother? Oh my god, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know that was a woman. You can barely even hold onto your seat, which you're about to lose soon anyway, and you have the gall to give him false hope. I know it's all just politics to you, but kids really believe you, you know? I heard from the kid that you seemed relieved upon hearing what I said. Told me you were happy for once to hear that he had a fun time after being barred from playing with his friends of how things are in Hongyeon. Shut up! Bro, besides, it's not all just hot air. What? I wasn't making an empty promise when I said I would change Hongyeon to be a place where everyone can live without fear. And for that, I'm going to protect my seat of power, no matter what it takes. You'll fail. Now if you're on my side. We all know what Big Sister Yeonchan's Hongyeon looks like. It'll be exactly the same in essence, and it'll be the same for this foreseeable future. Tell me, are you sure you're okay with handing over that same burden we carried all our lives to your little siblings? No, of course not. Wang Qing-shun left in a hurry, but that look in her eyes told me that there was conflict brewing in her. So, yep, still more oh, hello, Heathcliff. Oh, you're doing this. Of course you don't synergize with her well. Do they even tell us what? No, they just don't let us see at all. Well, let's see. We might as well do you and you. Just to balance it out. What in the world? Right, lads, listen up. This ain't going to be like that them boring old classes you've been sitting through. You got to leave the desk behind once in a while to learn some real life lessons, yeah? Right, so here's the deal. You want to break that morale before the brawl even begins? Brawl? Learn this by heart, and you'll be kicking those twats' arses left and right and center. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. So, Eclipse, I got to ask this question. Something about your club seems different today. Look a lot more colorful too. Bullocks, lad catches on quick. That way bloke said something about how swinging around a real club might come off as too threatening and confiscated it. That high-tech weapon cries boop when it hits people. I see. Oi, don't you underestimate me just cause I'm holding a different bludgeon. Let's get on with it. Straighten your shoulders, eyes wide open. Let's get cracking. Bell. That noise caught me so off guard. With that, Heathcliff gently raised his newfound weapon toward the sky and made a small boop sound. A noise. Oh god. We're gonna need some morale support. Okay, I was not expecting that at all. Who is... What in the... What are you doing here? There's no one center drive? Oh, Voss does. Oh. Okay, so first off, mine is 10 morale. Yeah. And we still need to level you up, so we might as well do that. This class. After an uncharacteristic pause, Dilo continued. It will be taught by a guest lecturer who has been invited for your tutelage. A guest lecturer? Why was I informed of this? Where are they? I don't know. Maybe they're lost? A little bird told me that the venerable hierarch will give me a bottle of top-notch cloudy wine straight from Danganron's brewer. Whoo! Danny truth to that, folks? That guy. Hehe, just stopping by to see if I can leech some liquor at this party. Danganron's an awfully miserable place. But you spare a shot of liquor for this poor old drifter, won't you? Well, you're clearly not just any poor old drifter. Are you guys acquainted? The amber just... Okay, Belle. He ambushed us in our room after the first round of the family hierarch war was over. He what? The family hierarch war's been over for a while, and everyone in the Hungun knows who the winner is. How dare a mongrel like you, who only knows how to mooch off other families, set foot in here? Looks like I'm going to have to give my clan a stern talking to. How could they let slip a drunk assassin like... Haha, I see that our youthful hierarch is plenty suspicious. I've been a guest in many places, but please, I am no moocher, but your words terrors. I'm only a drunkard who enjoys the cool swig of liquor with scenic landscapes as my bar, the sky as my ceiling, and the dirt as my bed. The man who had introduced himself as the night drifter or the drunken palm leaped down, landing with dexterity that betrayed the rags he was clothing and the terrible stench of liquid emanating from him. Is he seriously? Bad news, Mixed Sing Chun. Apparently, Jia Yun Chun's bestowed upon you a new master. Huh? Big sister Yun Chun? She also wanted us to deliver the message that she was sending a master because, and I quote, I feel a deep sense of trepidation and pity for my dearest little sister, the neophyte hierarchy, who must be struggling left and right without a proper master. Wow, I am beside myself with gratitude. But that's the supposed teacher, this mysterious guy with a mysterious allegiance, who might stab us in the back of at any time. As you said, the family hierarchy is over. Even mongrels of Hung Yun know who has the legitimacy here. They said that during the contest was nothing more than business, a job to take care of in return for the compensation they gave me. I hope you don't carry that grudge in your heart. I'm sure you didn't harm your rivals in the family hierarchy out of personal vendetta, did you? Sometimes business is just business. I called young Master Battle, for they promised to pay off my bar tab, and I'm here to give a hierarchy a lesson, for they promised to pay off my future tabs. There's nothing to be gained by taking your anger out on a gig worker living hand to mouth like myself, don't you think? Haha. I advise that outtakes and consequences of rejecting a master sent to us by Jia Hyun-chun herself is not going to look too good. I know, it's only make me look worse, and I'd rather not give Big Sister Hyun-chun more ammunition to take me down. And you there will have eyes tracking your every move, so don't do anything that might rouse unnecessary suspicion. Phooey, ain't that a threat? I can hardly taste the wine before such hostility. Despite Saudi's dead serious warning, the Night Drifter's response was only a hearty chortle. Before I begin the lesson, I'd like to get an idea of where my 2B pupils are. Give me a demonstration if you will. Swing away. Aha! That's enough. But I was just getting started. Your form is flawed and your breathing is hollow. Did I say more? This flawed forms often invite flawed hearts. In other words, a martial arts palace is amateurs. What the heck is this guy serious? I've never had a single master who had anything bad to say about my form. Your arms are straight, and the legs supporting your stance are solid and sturdy. Indeed, most masters would not bother themselves to find fault there. But let me pose this question: Are you my vulnerable pupil, satisfied with martial arts that are made to dispatch unskilled peasants, and no more? Huh? There's more to this than raw strength. Now, take a swing at me instead. Alright, you asked for it. Jin Xing-shun takes a powerful swing at the Night Drifter. Your mind outpaces your body, your intent more transparent than the glass globe, and your edge is dull, for it has very little heart for feints. But he definitely weaves through. Oh my god, my eyes. But he definitely weaves his way between the strikes, which fail to even touch the tip of his ragged cloak. Ah! You are far too eager to strike. Focus singly on your opponent, but force distributed unevenly across your body. So, you'll fail to cut and gain a little hole as computer pins. Then the Night Drifter pokes Jin Xing-shun's back with a twig. Everyone vying for the seat of the family hierarchy has to go through it eventually. The first kill. Some say the earlier, the better. Mine was when I was 13. Not too early, not too late, just right. It's only been a few years since my foolish brothers locked himself in his chamber. As I heard, he was bedridden for a week after ingesting some poison someone had sent to prank him. I'm not going to live like that, dumbass. Try to relax your body, won't you? You have a weapon, yes, but you must singularly focus on the opponent. Do try to reflect upon yourself and relax. Let the unnecessary strength go. Let it flow out of your body. Tensing up as you do will naturally shrink your mind and narrow your vision. Hey, Wei? Should I send Big Bell a silver spoon or something? It wasn't that bad this time. Or would they give him a way worse poison next time? You know young Master Bayuru will accept your gift, my lady. I doubt he's even seeking the culprit right now. So stupid. Zero interest in anything practical, zero ambition. What a silly, pathetic attitude to have. Just how? But my lady, it wasn't practically that guided. It wasn't practicality that guided you when you chose to save my life over maintaining your control over the root branch. Some seek the state of another, the non-self. When they seek is what they seek is the power of sewer, reserved for the likes of latent fiends. Well, I'm so tired. I really need to finish this. You must learn to let go of everything, except for the self. What kind of life is it to live without stepping over others? Let it all go. The gazes, the pressures, all of it. It said, face yourself and only yourself. And feel how light it all becomes. At the some thought, Singshun's form visibly relaxes. It wasn't just her form that relaxed. Her pursed lips seemed to have found peace as well. Heh, she got it. Well then, what should we do about you, my overconfident, proud pupil? Will you maintain your grave and cocky silence? I wasn't being cocky. If my memory haven't failed me yet, you were one of young Master Jerbeo's underlings, correct? Underling? Yeah, however you want to call it, I guess. Sinclair replied with his iron side. Just why do you think it was that you, specifically you, among the 12 underlings, were chosen to take this class alongside the young Hyoid? Sinclair momentarily flashed a flustered expression, taken off guard by the stranger's sudden pointed question. But he soon regained his composure and replied, well, who else besides me would ever go along with these lesson plans? Don Quixote going to dish the class out of boredom. Same goes for Roger, and all this trying to take over the classes. Not to mention what it'd be like to have Heathcliff there here and haha, such a loquacious list of excuses. Struck the nerve, didn't I? How come you know so little about yourself, even less than what I have already learned about you? What are you talking about? A bird that has failed to break its shell in time will not within its confines. I still don't understand what you're talking about. When he said so, Sinclair's expression seemed more like anxiety than confusion to me. Prepare yourself to flit away from the rain. You won't get another chance for it, should you miss the opportunity. And the night drifter giggled flippantly, a soundly serious attitude nowhere to be seen. Been a while since I let myself blamber on for this long. I suppose I can credit my foolish pupils for that. Prepared to single way. Swing. Whatever. Oh my god, dude. I need to figure things out, bro. Oh, this works well with Gregor. You work well with Gregor. Interesting. Really? Ying Sang? Okay, whatever. We just need people to upgrade well. Here we go. Well, a study day. Oh my god. Damn, I am glad I got my head screwed back on. It's a precious sight to watch everyone all freaking out about this child's play. All the missed news I've been hearing since I opened my eyes in the recovery room sound very enticing. I wish I was there to watch it all. Half the family's heads getting arrested for treason. The secret family hire going to some inexperienced kid from the Gia family. Not to mention how my lovely little sister had an engagement called off. How she's now been branded as a traitor to her own blood. All the entertainment in the world seems to have happened during my little nap, don't you think? You didn't even show your face at the regular assembly, so I doubt you even have any concern for the future of Hong-yeon. So just what you're doing here. Not just that I had some fun. Of course. Thank God I got, you know.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 것. 좋아, 구조는 파악했어. 봉황의 날개처럼. 그 해결사의 역경에 비하면
난 귀엽대며.
지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아.
None of them last long enough for you to actually... Okay. Why stop now? Decapitate me like my last stab, or stab me in the heart, cut my legs to ribbons. Listen, this was just a spar, okay? We don't have to kill each other for this to end. Yeah, now isn't this frustrating? You have the opportunity of a lifetime right before your eyes, and you're too weak to use it. You have everyone who fights you on every step of your way coming to you, practically presenting their heads on a silver platter, and you're just gonna let them slink away with these scratches? Get your act together. Family hierarchy war is over now. Not going to kill someone just because they're being a bit uncooperative. Whatever. Get real. Do you have any idea how long it'll take for you to gain even a morsel of power by playing this fool's game? Hey, want to hear a little tip on how you can firmly establish your position as a family hierarch? Kill me in the most horrible, painful, hideous way you can imagine. And hang my corpse by the entrance of that assembly hall over there. Use me to send a clear message. And station every single one of your high shoe pegs between every pillar of the assembly hall. And if anyone dares to speak out against you, snip! Chop off their head before they can get another word out. 5 days. It'll only take 5 days before anyone starts eating out of your hand. And that's how you establish yourself as the hierarch. Fear is power. No, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm here to make Hong-yeon a place where its people can live without fear. I thought you of all people might understand. I remember how you used to hate hurting people, more so than anyone else. Man, what a boring answer. That was a duller than even my dullest expectations. It'll only take a few years until you become just like them. Just like the family hierarchs of the past who couldn't help but ruthlessly weed out any seeds of resistance. Just how many people here do you think still have any grip on their sanity? Maybe if I'm only a few years away from becoming an idiot shuffling aimlessly around Dongyeon, I can only hope that I won't be slobbering mess by the time that happens. If something entertaining is gonna happen, I can only hope that it happens while I'm still sane. Zhao Pan sent away, but Jie Sengshan found it difficult to move on. Excellent work, my lady. You have passed the 4th exam with flying colors. You certainly crushed them for underestimating you. I am. My lady? Jie Sengshan seems deeply engrossed in thought. Oh, okay. Morale is low. My lady seems to be in a particular mood today. It's all useless, isn't it? Xing-shan, when these classes end, you you guys all leave. I guess I'll be spending my days worried to death that an assassin could pop up out of nowhere and kill me at any moment. Consumed by so much paranoia and worry that I'll start twitching at shadows cast from lamplights. So would it mean ending for me to, prove to them that I deserve to be the family hierarch? I spent my whole life trying to prove to everyone that I have the will and determination to become the family hierarch, and now I have to prove to everyone that I deserve to keep it? To those bastards who will only die in their empty heads is now how they can expand their rooms. Mr. Wei, have you ever heard of playing hooky before? Playing hooky? Is it altruism for eliminating your enemy? Well, I've really done it back when I was in school, but when there's too much going on in your head, you just skip school and go out to play. Oh, I've only done it once myself, after a friend talked me into it. I agree, it's just at the time for my lady to clear her head has come. Very well, let's play. Just one hooky. What are you guys doing? Come on, let's get moving. I gotta prove myself, don't I? I gotta have those masters' approval, don't I? She's in a really bad mood today, huh? My lady, have you visited back on by the Lexio Hermitage as of late? No, but I know what happened there. They threw in a few dead bodies from the massacre a decade ago, turned the pond foul, and decided to bury the whole thing. Indeed, they did. The stench was so overwhelming and toxic that corpses of animals and plants could be seen floating on the surfaces, eventually turning the pool into a festering black bog. People passing by had to plug their noses or risk passing out. So, why even bring up something awful like that? It seems that a tree had taken root there, my lady, and missed all that rot. A willow. The willow tree reached deep into the pond with its roots, clearing it of the foul grease, cleansing the water. And one day, we found it clear and glittering, thriving with other aquatic plants growing within. It recovered from the rot, becoming a normal, clear pond surrounded by leaves and moss. Some months ago, they introduced a few crops in there, and when they checked again, they were just as vivacious as they were on their first day there. Would you like to pay the pond a visit, if it's alright with you? Xing-chan didn't seem to quite buy his explanation, but she followed him anyway. You weren't kidding! I avoided this place for so long. I never thought it could be this clean again. I can hardly believe that this pond used to be a rotten bog. All that happened was that this tree happened to take root here? What matters, my lady, is patience and determination. Of course, this place had slipped my mind then, as I was quite swamped with work, but the world has a stronger capacity to heal itself than one might imagine. Recovery will follow, as long as there is a steady root to rally around. After a long break, they seem to freshen even our hearts. Nice, you're making good progress. Your fun, the light in your eyes, I think you've certainly improved in all the aspects. And I'd say you've had some change of heart too. Yeah, I do feel a tad more comfortable than I did before. Okay. Oh, his class is mandatory. Right, class. Here's a new chance to help you learn how to break your enemy's morale. The moment you shrink in front of your enemies, you've already lost. So don't. It don't matter how many there are, or how threatening they look, yeah? Take me for example. If I ever turn tail and fly like some milksop, no matter what enemy we were put against? I don't think you ever have. I'll leave it to the nurse to waste time coming up with strategies and what have you. Listen, there ain't a problem in the world you can't solve by bloody rushing in head first. Ishmael and Otis would have boldly rushed in head first to shake him by his lapples if they'd been here. Here's what I think. Neither of you got enough pluck. That's why neither of you could say shite against those buggers back at the assembly hall, am I right? Jia Xingshun maintained her silence. He also got on her pad, growing sore again. So let me help you grow some backbone. Try getting mad at me. No need to shrink, lad. Stand proud. Well, okay, but how can I? Don't worry about offending me, yeah? I can take it. Unlike you two, I put on enough thick skin for all kinds of insult thanks to my years in the backstreets. I'm bloody invincible. Yeah? Well, just shut up, Heathcliff. Good lad. You're hardly even a teacher, man. This class sucks. All you're doing up there is standing around and trying to look cool. Oh, that one's gotta sting a little. That's it, you little shite. Is what I would have said back in the day. I probably would have struck you with this hammer. I mean my club. But I've changed too. So did you. I can see that the fire in your eyes has grown. Remember this feeling, yeah? I will. Now, let's practice. I just realized that practice was spelled with a S instead of a C with that part. It looks like both of you have the perfect sparring partner in each other. Grab your weapons, the both of you. Huh? You mean us? Me and Xingshun? I grew my backbone by getting into fisticuffs with the boys during my backstreet days. They break my arm, I break their legs in return. See what I mean? Is that what besties is supposed to mean? Xingshun asked with considerable confusion. Well, let's do this, I guess? You don't want me to go easy on you, do you? I don't. Oh.
중요한 건 내가 어떤 사람인지 알게 하는 것.
Oh, and you're getting your ass kicked, Sinclair.
자, 알고 있는 걸 전부 말해. 꽃처럼 화려하면서 바람처럼 가볍지만 벌처럼 날카롭게. 봉황의 날개처럼. 전부 본다고.
God dang, bro.
지도자라면 동료를 포기하지 않아.
She always does that the moment she defeats her enemies. Alright, that's good enough. Bloody hell, lad. That was much closer than I thought. Good match. Jeez, don't most people usually lose steam the longer a fight gets? What the heck was that at the end? The two of them clashed with everything they learned, and with all they learned up until the lessons began. I thought for sure that Jia Xingshun would come out on top without breaking a sweat, given that Sinclair wasn't using an identity in the tough training Jia Xingshun had as a fairly high candidate. Perhaps thanks to the Night Drifter's teachings, or thanks to the mark on his forehead. I saw a glimpse of Sinclair I'd only seen in the select few mirror worlds. You alright, Sinclair? Yeah. It's not like we were going at it with real weapons. The fight ended before it got any further. Thankfully, so I'm not hurt or anything. I felt a bit of a fever on my forehead though. It seemed like Sinclair noticed a single, yet clear red line that appeared on his forehead. It's not like anything bad happened when that mark manifested back in La Macalan, but considering that Damien and Rim were the only people who'd ever shown similar marks, I couldn't help but worry a little. Hey, you ever run away from home before? Where's this coming from? Going by the way you're acting, it's clear to me that you're a homebody, but there's something behind your eyes that tells me that your life hasn't been all been sunshine and rainbows. I wouldn't call it running away from home. It's more like I left home because I didn't have a choice. How did that feel? Like I was messing away into nothing. I suddenly had to face the whole terrible world all on my own. That was so overwhelming that, well, I'm sure you can't quite commiserate. You've been on top of your game your whole life after all. I did leave Dankan by my own violation, but if I'm being honest, and here's something I never told Wade, I felt utterly lost. There was so much that I had to do, so much responsibility. I guess neither of us were that ready for the world when we left home. I feel just as lost back home though. And the sequel too, he also left home. Some time ago we paid a visit to the manor he grew up in. Heading home must have been pretty exciting for him. You have no idea how much of a journey back he spent gussing up and primping his hair. Yeah, stuff happened. Something just came up. Class dismissed. I'm so close to day 20 and day 30, bro. Oh, oops. So, are you gonna teach us any techniques? Haha, it's only been a few days since your training began yet. My other martial arts master would teach me their secret techniques. So that's why you got you two pouting all lesson. Hooey! Now that's some good wine. Very well, I'm in the mood. Let me teach you a useful trick. Really? Tell me, what did I teach you to do as you swung your sticks? Forget all those things that put pressure on me and face nothing but myself and my movements. And that's only the start of it. First, emptiness of sound. A slight friction from the tips of your toes, the ruffle of your clothes, your breaths. Erase them all. Erase every ripple and echo you leave upon this world. The night drifter stands before us, but is present because as hazy as mist. Despite the wild movements, we can look. Second, emptiness of form. To have a form is provide your foes with clues to predict your next move. Forget the weapons in your hands. Forget your structured forms. Break the mold, become the flow, let alone your well-remain. Randomness teaches his movements, until all semblance of pattern becomes lost. There's something clownish about these unpredictable movements, but they were also so hypnotic and floating that GS6 and Sinclair couldn't look away. Last, emptiness of the mind. Try not to force the direction of your heart. Empty your desire and attention both. Stab without thinking, penetrate without gazing. Both GS6 and Sinclair's necks were marked by small imprints of the twig that pressed the skin. And Zilu, who had been standing next to me all along, had leaped a small distance away, settling deep in thought. And my neck hurts too. Guess I wasn't spared from the lesson. I wonder if this fetched the saying eats like others from time to time, to lose one's nose with eyes open. Immerse yourself, make sure your set is slow and gradual. You've been focusing entirely on the self with your swings thus far. So you should find quite easy to reach the state of emptiness of mind. Dare I just say that one must take it slowly and gradually to enter your mind already. I've taught you my everything had you enter under my tutelage all along. Am I doing this right? No wait, I need to relax more. So our new hierarch has found us of the clue to the emptiness of the form. What technique is this? Tus. It's all just movements at the end of the day. I find it entirely unnecessary to give them those flashy names. A truly secret technique should come without one. Phew. But well, it's not supposed to be an ultimate move, right? Wouldn't it be more official to give it a name? Well, in that case, that's some good wine indeed. I guess I'll go with something like placid sleep, unrestrained ripples. The name sucks. Class comes to an end with the ultimate move that has probably named in haste. Gilu, who'd been observing the class from a distance, approaches the night drifter. Been a while since I saw someone give a lesson like this, starting from its very fundamentals. Hardly can one find a pupil willingly to slowly learn from the very fundamentals in the world of infinite technological advancements like the rail. I am only fortunate enough to have found 2 pupils who are indeed willingly. Your gate, the tone. Were you among the 10 blades of these? Now, you seem entirely unnecessary for you to dig, as I don't quite recall putting anything on your tab. Put your futile questions to rest, for I have no questions to answer. For I have no answers to give. The past is like smoke, and long to empty any history worth delving into. Well, I was supposed to teach this class, but honestly, I'm not entirely sure what to do here. It's not like I can suddenly teach you guys to hear the fandoms of other people's hearts. Yeah, it's not like I can suddenly have a heart-to-heart out of nowhere, right? That is precisely why I've installed this file called Messages from the Hearts by the door here when the lessons first began. Messages from the Hearts? The greatest strength of Messages from the Hearts is its anonymity. Here, people can anonymously share the concerns that have been eating away at them without the fear of judgment. Yeah, this seems like a great idea. I can see how everyone can be more honest about their feelings behind the mask of anonymity. The box is quite heavy. It seems like everyone's been making quite liberal use of this. Let's see, the one on the bottom has to be the first message. Let's see what it says. Oi, I got to ask, do those constellations even do anything? Does this mask of anonymity even do anything? Also, what's the point of these messages anyway? You have to whinge at their face. Literally, it's so distinctive with Heathcliff. It's gonna be more distinctive for Dawn. Well, they're all distinctive. Well, I ain't got much else to say, so yeah, I've got one. My neighbor next door keeps making weird noises at night. So there's something about that, yeah? Something about a smoking head over and over again. The point is, it's been getting on my nerves. If that doesn't get taken care of in a week, I'll deal with it in my own way. Deal with it how? It's all just personal grievances. Let's see what the next one says. Who dares herald the executive manager with such useless, weak-minded complaints? If you're going to continue wasting executive managers' precious time and cause them trouble, I'll personally hold you responsible for that blunder. You best prepare yourself for consequences. Wow, it's like she's right here, speaking right into my ear. Never thought mentioning words could cause hearing damage. Moving on. I don't know if it's just me, but someone's probably been spying on these papers, huh? I got proof too. Fold this piece of paper up into a padlock knot shape, but whoever spied on it did a pretty bad job of replicating it. Oh, and another thing, my compass disappeared. It's a compass I got for surviving the hellish depths of the Bell Matoya trenches. We're going to have to re-establish some house rules soon. A death report? Did one of you steal a compass or something? Nah, no way. We never steal from each other. No matter how hard things get. Something troubles me. Oh, finally! Someone finally submitted a real consent here. Was it the type A wire that caused the explosion? Or was it caused by replacing that clamp part from the shattering gear? Ah, the likely answer has been found. Do not concern yourselves with this message. Well, that's that, I guess. Look, I felt like I should really share this with everyone. This one might be something serious for once. I can't just let this slip away like nothing happened, you know? Yeah, I'm talking about the incident that happened aboard Mephi some time ago. Remember how someone smashed an alarm clock against Dante's head while they were sleeping? No one ended up figuring out what happened there, right? You're going to have to bring me up to speed on this. What in the... Yeah, I don't know exactly when this was, but there was a loud shattering noise outside at night, so we all went out to see what happened. But no one managed to find any credible clues, so I guess we just let it slide. Anywho, Dante said they were A-okay, so we just moved on from it, but... I'm telling you, I saw what I saw. I saw Greg's bug arm. So here's my guess. What if he happened to lose his balance while carrying that alarm clock with one hand? You know what I mean? I'm trusting the anomaly thingy on this. Gregor, he wouldn't. The alarm clock broken due to shock at the time of the incident was pointedly precise at 22:32. And at that hour, only 2 individuals were awake for the night watch duty. Guys, this is turning into like a whole investigation. Around 22, one of the 2 individuals who were on the night watch duty was... Yep, Miss Foss was one of them. Huh, hey Dante? Didn't you have a big conversation with Frost that morning? Now that I think back on it. I had a talk with Frost that day, briefly. Frost made a few criticism on my command style, and she was right, but I pretended to not hear her because I didn't have anything to retort with. Don't tell me Frost actually held a grudge against me for that. So fellas, I don't think anyone knows this, but I noticed the dusting of cigarette ash near the shattered alarm clock. As you know, Manager Bud, there's only 2 among us who smoke. But one of them stayed put in his room. Know what I mean? There's a witness too. Unless that witness is a cowardly liar, I'm sure she will come forward and tell everyone exactly what happened that night. I shall prove unto thee that I am no cowardly weaver of lies. In truth, among numerous cosplays I had wished to accomplish was the duel of the Captain Scorps and the One-Eyed Navigator. To explain the word, Captain Scoops... Scorps? What am I... How did I say Scoops? I'm actually so tired though. God dang it. Scorps, his tail began barely in the year 757 after a very long read. Alas, the possibility of procuring a scorpion arm proved more dubious than one could have expected. Thus, I convinced young Gregor to join forces with me to cosplay together and capture our glorious moments in photographs. Though this was a pity, he had no pipe, only a cigarette between his teeth. And young Ishmael's compass was to be Captain's trinket, and for that purpose I have briefly borrowed it from her room. Oh, woe was me, for I regrettably spilled an entire can of tuna, another prop, and the compass was swallowed by its greasy juices. Despite my efforts to restore it, the tiny aroma lingered still. I beg thy forgiveness, Manager Iskria. Well, at least we know who took Ishmael's compass. Frustrating. TC. GWNNN. And MTL. It's just like a code. Sinclair, translation please. Yeah, trying to parse that from written text is usually way harder. I normally try to read the speaker's tone and the general context of her words, so unfortunately the plot thickens. Guys, are we actually going to try to find the culprit? Nausea bubbled inside me like I'd just been reminded of a persistent itch I managed to forget. It's like someone shoved a tuning fork in my head. Guys? Alright, that's it. Clockhead, read up. I'm going to confront the Sod and tell them to tell it like it is. if there's something bugging him instead of winging in his sleep. Now, where is he? Hey, nice. Looks like this anonymous person's trying to get to the bottom of this. Dante. Fare you well? It is I, Cinder First. Well, this man didn't even bother with the anonymous note. The Cinder First in the order. Apologies are in order. Ever since the incident, I could hardly lull myself to restful sleep. In truth, it was none other than myself who pummeled your head with a clock. To explain this, one must first explore the sentence cuts off, as this part of the paper has been torn off. Worry not about what exists no longer. I'll not embark on a lecture describing over excuses. I made before you in shame and expect my willingness to accept any punishment you seem fit to dole out. I seek nothing but your forgiveness. I can't believe the culprit was that sinner. Good thing he fessed up, but doesn't something feel off about the whole thing? What if he just tried to take the heat? It seems to me that Cinder number 1 doesn't want to share the story any further. Maybe especially not dig into it unnecessarily. Oh, hello Dante. I was taking a walk near here when I found a piece of paper somebody tore off, so I'm returning it here. Hope it finds its way to the original writer. Thus returns the number one Cinder's paper. This has to be the key to resolving this case. I hurriedly unfurled the paper, the truth of which inspired. You ever find yourself wondering if that cackling fire-like thing on top of the manager's head is hot like real fire, or if it would not give off any heat? Curious, right? Don't worry about it, Yi-san. It's not like we have any other way to other than touching it ourselves. Indeed. I'm proving the phenomena cannot be confirmed without direct means of observation. They're asleep. Must have been pretty tired. Indeed. The ticking noise was shrunk in volume. It seems that we have just shared a dot. What if we could just to quickly check while the manager's asleep? Gulp. Perhaps the sound of phlegm sinking past my gullet makes far too much noise for this task. Yeah, well, just finding out how loud my heartbeat can get. Yi-san? Wait a minute, did I just read that right? Hold on, y'all. Project Moon uploaded. Oh my god, finally. I might say for that. Okay. You should know. The alarm next to the manager. It's about to go off. You have a minute at most. I shall interface with the timepiece. Look at you rats, playing a played out prank. And that is indeed the full tale of what has transpired. In the lens of hindsight's illumination, it would also appear that I am making a secret accusation to a fellow of mine. It would be easier on my heart to simply assume the entire way of complicity myself. And that's where it ends. The culprit was right under our noses the entire time. Sorry, Dante. I should have been upfront about it, but all this was so amended about utterly punishing the culprit that I couldn't bring myself to, you know. Can't deny that. Tell you the truth in time. Tell you another truth. I think I might have an idea as to why I've been made a student alongside Miss Shun. There must have been something that the company was expecting from me, where it's just not showing up, so it must be making me take these classes to compensate for it. Everyone else is boldly facing their own issues and slowly overcoming them, while I'm still here, feeling like I'm stagnating in place. They've been telling me that my time's yet to come, but I don't know. I just get the feeling that that ship might have sailed for me already. It's clear to me that Sinclair wasn't just talking about physical training or his combat paralysis. It's about something that more than half the sinners had faced and were facing at this point. About his past and the path that lies ahead, the guilt and the pressure of having failed to confront it. Was never going to be easy for him to let go. I don't think anyone's got the perfect idea of how the whole trajectory of the life is going to be. But it's 2:05. That's why we're all on the bus, isn't it? No, you can't. You can just shout at me to get my act together like Heathcliff does. Oh, I will, if I have to. Whatever that was, you guys managed to talk it out, huh? All I heard was that ticking noise. Ah, sorry about that. What I said was, hey, don't bother. I just need a quick glance at that look on your face and feel that tick-tock with my heart. Thus, the curious case of the long crack came to an end. So what do you guys think Belcher was trying to say? Two culprits. Guy with nightly nightmares and my translator. I see. Sinclair and I sat there for a moment, absorbing the awkward silence. Well, who goes good? Oh yeah, you. Finally, the 30 days of lessons were completed. The day of the final exam was upon us. Everyone came out to bid good luck to Jia Xingshun on her way to the final exam. My lady, I have nothing but absolute faith that you will be able to complete this final exam just as excellently as you have all the others. It's most likely you will be facing off against a skilled foe from the Xiao or the Shi family. Of course, you doubtlessly wipe the floor with them. I've taught you all that I know. I hereby give you permission to leave this boot camp. You got this, Xingshun. Guys, you really didn't have to all come out here to see me off. Still, I have undying faith that you will emerge victorious, my lady. However, Xingong and I have also prepared about 21 alternative solutions in case things go AWire. So please... What day is it actually? Friday. So please, don't worry yourself too much. Do you have faith in me or not? Upon our return to the classroom, we were greeted by an unexpected guest. It must be very nice to be Xingshun, to have so many teachers from all walks of life helping her out. It had been a while since we last saw Xiao Bao Chai, which was during the regular assembly. What are you doing here, big sis Bao Chai? I couldn't stop myself from paying you all a visit out of pity. If only Xingshun and Bao Yu both smiled on like nothing happened. Our blossoming years would have been peaceful still. Big sis, please stop talking to me like that. I didn't know you could even say such a thing. About you. It has always been this way. If a fruit has fully ripened, we have to seize it and taste its juice before anyone else. We can't just let go. We can't stand emptiness, my brother. My brother couldn't. My parents couldn't. But you, who was born and raised on the very soil we were, how do you walk so softly, so lightly? I don't. My footsteps are no longer light. Every step, every sight I hold in my eyes as the days go by fills me with abundance. I'm only trying to accept everything as it is, without asking for more or less. But how could you do nothing but watch when we're surrounded by such fragrance? What more do you seek, big sis? I want to be closer, that my hands may reach you. Have you already forgotten who had sent you that guest lecture? Xingshun's palanquin isn't headed to the exam site, is it? No. Wait, that what I said? I'm so tired I can't. No, it's not. It's heading to Big Sis Yon Chun's exam site. Blasted scoundrels! I must hasten after the palanquin before I lose track of them. Wei sprinted outside before Xiao Bao Chai finished. A trap, huh? Fellas, should we also get going? Calm yourselves for a moment. Xingong swiftly came between us, clearly having taken a gauge of the situation. It's been too long since the palanquin has departed. It's better to move based on concrete evidence, not urgency. Though, Abi seems to have chosen the latter. think heard the faint sound of hoods coming from the direction Zingon was glancing in. So this is what you've chosen. Yes, the exams she's taken thus far were all meaningless lies. I could have shared this earlier, but I decided to follow my own heart, and you decided to follow yours. Old Chai smiled sweetly. So now, what fragrance do you smell from me? I smelled nothing. Silver Chai left the room relentlessly upon hearing that reply. Oh my god. Dang. Ah, this is a good time to stop, if any.